All right, it is May finally. Weather's getting a bit better, which is nice. Um, it is time for another Q&A video. I'm been pretty good at doing one a month, so I have a lot of questions this time. Hopefully, I can actually get through all of them. I got I don't know, probably like 30 this time, so I'm gonna try and go through them. First one is from Katie. She asks, "What are your feelings on celery?" Which is funny because she knows just how much I don't like celery. Um, I told her the other day that um, just the texture of it just drives me nuts. It's the same thing with like onions. It's just the texture. Like I don't mind the flavor at all, but usually if it's like chopped up and mixed in something, like the texture just throws me off and drives me just nuts. Like like a tuna sandwich or something. Um, Better not have fucking celery in there because I'll be pissed. All right. Next one's from Matthew. Okay, never mind. It's not because he asked me something about my 7 string and then he realized I already asked it or answered it. Tony asks, anything in specific that I'm looking forward to this year? I'm going to be going to California for about a week next month with a friend of mine, which will be really cool because I have a couple other friends that live out in San Diego. So we're going to be hanging out there for a little while. That'll be cool. Not sure what we'll be doing. I don't know, same things we've probably done out here 100 times, but either way, it'll be great to get out of this state for a while. Let's see. Timmy asks, I messaged you on YouTube a while ago and asked if you'd check out my band Blind. Do you remember that? I don't know. I get a lot of people asking me to check out their band. I check out some of them. The name sounds familiar. I might have checked out a song at the time, but I really don't remember too much about it. Michael asks, what do you think the chances are of a Blink Families tour actually happening, being Blink headlining, Angels and Airwaves supporting, and then Plus 44, Boxcar Racer, whatever. I mean, the idea is pretty cool, but I doubt it would ever happen because playing like 2 or 3 sets in a night is just ridiculous. I mean, I know some bands play for like 3 hours when they tour, but that's a lot of songs to remember too. And I don't know, I doubt it would ever happen, but I don't know. It's a cool idea anyway. Emilian says, you probably read my name wrong. He was probably asking about, or he probably said that about his last name, but I'm not going to say it because there's no way I'll pronounce it right. So I don't know if anybody asked you before, if you answered the question already, okay, whatever. What's your favorite and least favorite Blink song from each album? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did answer that before. I don't know. If you check back in my other videos, I've definitely answered that before. But I guess my favorite, I'll go through my favorites. Let's see, Dogs Eating Dogs, I gotta go with When I Was Young is my favorite. Neighborhoods, that's a tough one. There's a lot of great songs on that one. Probably have to go with After Midnight. Self-titled album. If we're including Not Now, it'll definitely be Not Now, but if we're not including that, probably Asthenia. For Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, I'd probably go with maybe Roller Coaster. I really do like that song. I don't know, it depends what mood I'm in. Enema of the State, probably Going Away to College, that's a great song. Dude Ranch, Pathetic is really good. But I don't know, it's hard to pick one on that album too. Buddha, I always really liked their cover song, The Family, or The Girl Next Door. And then Cheshire Cat. I don't know. God. Probably Touchdown Boy. Probably have to go with that one. Least favorite songs from all those. Probably have to say Boxing Day. Um, Love is Dangerous. Or no, I'll go with Fighting the Gravity on that one. Um, Fallen Interlude. Shut Up for Take Off Pants Jackets, my least favorite. Um, then, shit. It's hard to pick one on Enema of the State because all those songs are pretty equally awesome. But if I had to pick one, I'd probably go with probably All the Small Things. Um, Dude Ranch, my least favorite. I don't know. Maybe I'm Sorry. I mean, I like the song, but out of all of them, I'd say that one's probably my least favorite. Um, Buddha. I don't even remember half the songs on Buddha, to be honest. Let me see. Yeah, probably Strings. And I'm going to say the same song for Cheshire Cat. I just don't like that song. So, that's that one. Raymundo asks, what tips do you have in starting a band? Well, I've only been in a band like once, but I feel like it helps to learn a cover song or two to start out with. It definitely lets you figure out how to play off everybody's strengths. I mean, you kind of figure out where everybody is in experience-wise when you're just playing a song that you know is just straightforward. You're not just playing what you can play, you know. So I mean, that's what I always did when I was playing with my older friends. I don't know. I mean, that's probably my biggest tip. I mean, I'm sure everybody else has a different tip for that. Justin asks, are you into any modern music, like modern pop, modern rock? Honestly, I'm not really sure like what sort of bands or singers you mean by that. Modern pop, definitely not. If I liked any sort of pop at all, it would probably be like 80s stuff. But I don't know. If there's a very very unlikely chance I like anything on the radio these days. Most of it's just shit. Um, Nathan asks, what are your opinions on the Epiphone range of guitars? I have owned an Epiphone before. It was a nice guitar, but I mean, compared to a Gibson, if I was going to compare why I'd rather have a Gibson, I mean, they both look great. I just feel like the pickups in most Epiphone guitars just suck ass, and in most cases, I'd rather have a guitar that already has a great pickup in it. And then I don't know. I noticed like they skimp on a lot of little things, like things just like as trivial as like the toggle switch cover, that little toggle switch. If you're getting like a Les Paul or something, I just feel like they get like really cheap plastic and stuff like that, and I feel it looks kind of tacky. Let's see. Gage asks, do you listen to Rise Against and you plan on covering any of their songs? I don't listen to them. A couple of my friends have. I don't know if they still do. I mean, I've heard them enough times. But I don't know. They never really did anything for me. I definitely don't plan on covering any of their songs. So, Cole asks, did OJ do it? Probably. I mean, he was running away, so I mean, why else would he run away? Someone with the name I don't have a girlfriend, I have a dog says, will you ever upload a what if this song had a solo for any band besides Blink-182 and Boxcar Racer? Yeah, I mean, it really depends. I mean, I don't know what's going to give me inspiration at the time. I mean, I've been listening to Blink songs for over 10 years now, so I mean, I've always thought like certain songs have needed more guitar parts in it, so I mean, it really depends. But but I mean, it's always possible. He also asks, who's my favorite member of Blink? Probably Mark. I feel like he's probably like the closest to me in terms of just sense of humor. He is really funny. Someone pointed out in one of my most recent videos that I have the Mark Hoppus octopus tattoo on my leg, and I do. Not really because of just Mark. I wanted a Blink-182 related tattoo without just getting like the smiley face or something like most people do, so, or the bunny. So if you haven't seen it, I'll show you. Yeah, there you go. You can kind of see it. Pretty cool. Let's see. Landon asks, what kind of shoes do I have? Right now, I have some Vans, which I've been using just for work. And I have some Macbeth that I use for just everything else. These are the Macbeth. They're pretty cool. I usually wear all black shoes. I don't usually go crazy with colors or anything. But those are the first Macbeths I've ever had. And they are actually really comfortable. So I'll probably end up getting Macbeths from now on. For the longest time, though, I used I wore DC shoes. I just always had good luck with DC shoes, so I wore those for a long time. Luke asks, have I ever played any other instruments? Not really. Sorry, that's kind of boring, but no. Lucas asks, out of The Living End, Blink, Angels and Airwaves, Foo Fighters, how would you arrange them to see, or how would you arrange them to see who the headline act would be at a music festival? I'd probably put Foo Fighters would be the headline act. I just feel like they cover, not cover, but they're more mainstream. I feel like a broader audience likes them. And then I would put Blink, then The Living End, then probably Angels and Airwaves. Tossie asks, have I ever pooped a balloon? I know exactly what he's talking about. Pretty sure it was from The Office. I'm pretty damn near certain it was from The Office. Yeah, it definitely was. Because I think Dwight said it to Oscar, asking if he was like a drug mule or something. I love that show. Alright, this next set of questions is from the ones that I posted today, and I actually had a couple questions on Twitter too. I should check that. Michael asks, what's my opinion on that Leo DeHo guy on YouTube? I know exactly who he's talking about. I mean, he's not a bad guy. I mean, he's just really obsessed with Tom. I mean, most people that like Blink that were younger were. I mean, I was for a while, or just Blink in general. But I mean, I don't know. He's an alright guy. I feel bad that he lost his channel. That really sucks. What's my favorite song to play? No idea. There's just too many songs to even really try and figure that out. Yeah, I don't know. James asks, what's my opinion on the mini rectifier? I think it's really cool. I almost bought one. I wish it had a 16 ohm output though. That's the main reason I didn't buy one. But it is really cool, especially if you're looking for something for just like a small room or something like that. Cody asks, what's my dream guitar setup? Honestly, my dream guitar setup's getting pretty close to reality already. I mean, I've got the amp that I want. I've got most of the guitars I want. I would really like to get a Carvin guitar. I know I've showed off this player a few times. His online name is Stemage. His name is Grant though. But he uses a Carvin DC 127. Same thing with another guitar player I like. He goes by Danimal Cannon. They both use the same model guitar, and they sound awesome. So I've always kind of wanted one of those. And I've also always wanted a Gibson Les Paul custom. That would be really cool. And then I mean, I can't lie, I would like a Tom DeLonge Gibson. That'd be really sweet, but I doubt that'll ever happen. Tim asks, what are my thoughts on Brand New? Mostly their first 2 or 3 albums. I never really listened to Brand New. I mean, I've heard a couple songs like Quiet Things That No One Ever Knows. I mean, that was an alright song, but I don't know. I never really got into the band. It's just not really my style. Matt asks, do I like Alice in Chains? Most bands like that, I never really got into. Just like the heavy, like early '90s bands, they just never really did anything for me. I was pretty young too. I was pretty much listening to whatever my dad listened to. Let's see. Matthew asks, do you live with anybody? And if you do, how do they put up with you playing guitar all the time? Because I can't play my guitar for 2 minutes without my mom shouting at me to stop. I live with my sister and my dad still. I'm pretty good with volume levels. I mean, my dad never really cares, but at the same time, my sister, it doesn't really seem to mind. I'm in the basement. My sister is right above me, and then my dad's, I don't know, the other side of the house. But I don't know. My sister's so used to it that she doesn't really mind. And at the same time, I don't play loud. The only time I really play loud is for like the 3 minutes that I'm recording a video anyway. So she doesn't really mind. And then I never really play at like weird hours. The earliest I'll start playing like through my amp is maybe like 10 a.m. Just in case anyone's still sleeping. And the latest I'll probably play loud is maybe like 8:30. Because usually by that point I'm tired of even play anyway. So I'm usually not a dick about it. So he also asks, will you do any Seosin covers? I've actually done a bunch of Seosin covers. I did a few from the Translating the Name EP. I think I did 2 from this first Seosin full length. I know I didn't do anything from Since Search for Solid Ground. I mean, the guitar on that album's okay, but I don't really like the songs that much. But I have been thinking of trying to do some newer covers of them, but the guitars are kind of tough. I mean, you listen to like that first full length of theirs. I always wanted to do like Collapse or It's So Simple, but there's some tricky parts in that. Another Matthew asks, how did you, when you were first learning, keep yourself practicing? It's hard. There's not enough time in the day, it seems like. Well, when I first started playing guitar, I didn't have a lot of friends around because I had just moved. So, I mean, I was young too, so, I mean, most of my friends I'd have to go like completely across town just to hang out with. So I just kind of sat around playing guitar and trying to learn. I mean, at the same time, I had like pretty much just discovered a bunch of bands. I pretty much just started getting into like the whole pop punk scene when I was like 12 and 13, and that's when I started playing. So I don't know, it just kind of kept me going, really. So Oscar asks, what do I think is the best Angels and Airwaves album? I don't know. That's really tough because I like them all for different reasons. We Don't Need to Whisper. I mean, it came in a really pivotal time in my life. I mean, it was something I listened to over and over again. I mean, I was really sad about Blink breaking up, but I mean, I fucking loved that album. I listened the hell out of it. Let's see. I Empire. It's got a lot of really great songs on it. I have said before that that's my favorite album, and it might still be. Love Part 1 is really great. There's a couple songs on it I don't love too much. I mean, Everything's Magic is good, but I mean, it's It's kind of generic. I never liked Clever Love all that much. Um, but a lot of the other songs are really great. Like Shove is awesome. Some Origins of Fire is awesome. Um, what the hell's that other one I'm always... There's one I'm always listening to, but I can't remember. Soul Survivor. That's one of my favorite ones. So that one's good. And Love Part 2, I mean, it had a couple really good songs that I like. I really like Saturday Love. The Revelator is pretty cool. One Last Thing is really great. All That We Are is cool. But there's a couple songs that I feel like are kind of boring. I really don't like Anxiety at all. I mean, I just don't listen to that song. Dry Your Eyes is a freaking rip-off of his own song. It's practically... what the hell is it? Everything's Magic. And I realized I said Everything's Magic was on Love Part 1. I forgot. It's from I Empire. But I don't know. My favorite, I'd have to probably go with either Love 1 or I Empire. Let's see. What about non-guitar music genres? I mean, electronic, hip-hop. Do I like that type of stuff? Hip-hop blows. Electronic music doesn't really do anything for me. I mean, without guitar, I mean, I don't know where I'd even be in life. I mean, that's pretty much what I look for first in music. So, I mean, the only thing I could really say that I like that doesn't have guitar in it is I really like a lot of video game music, different like MIDI type stuff or anything like that. Can be really cool. I'll listen to like Final Fantasy soundtracks or Chrono Trigger, Mario, Zelda, stuff like that. I always really like. So that's pretty much as varied as I would get. Oscar asks, do I like Metallica? I don't listen to the new stuff at all. I think it sucks. But some of the old stuff is really great. Ride the Lightning's a great album. That one's probably my favorite. Black Album's great. And Justice for All is cool. So my favorite song's probably Creeping Death. That's a good one. But I don't really listen to him too much. Jack asks, am I a fan of Black Sabbath? No. I really just don't like Ozzy singing. I just can't do it. I mean, I realize they were like one of the first and they were like pioneers or whatever, but I don't know. It doesn't really do anything for me. Martin asks, what is my opinion on Boss pedals? Like the DS1. I don't remember what the DS1 is, to be honest. I think it's a distortion pedal. I never used distortion pedals. I always just relied on the distortion I had from my amps, and I mean, so I never really used them. I do have a couple Boss pedals. I have the tuner. I have a noise suppressor. I have an acoustic simulator and the equalizer. I forgot about that. Which, I mean, I don't use them all that often, but the couple that I do use, I mean, they've always been really reliable, so I mean, I can't really go wrong there. I just don't really use pedals too much in general. The only other pedal I've been thinking about maybe getting is like a tube screamer or something similar to that. A lot of people do talk about those a lot and like them. So, Dean asks if I like the Wonder Years. I've probably answered that quite a few times that I don't like them. None of their songs have really stood out for me. I don't know. They just seem pretty generic to me anyway. William asks what my favorite Alkaline Trio album or albums are. The first, well, I got two favorite albums. It's hard to really choose. Good Morning has like my favorite songs on it, but I think Crimson is a better album. I think it's their best album. So those two are really, really close for me. Holly asks, do you like Lower Than Atlantis? I've heard the name before, but I've never listened to him as far as I can remember anyway. So I don't really know. Nathan asked, what do I think of Epiphone guitars? Someone already asked that. I don't know if it was him or not. But yeah, I already mentioned it. And then final question by Arturo asks, if Green Day and Blink-182 got together and made a song, what do I think it would sound like? Um, Probably really bad. Because I feel like the guitars would be really boring, like most of Blink's guitar songs have been over the past couple years. And um, if Green Day did the lyrics, I think they'd be kind of boring too. I mean, Green Day doesn't do it for me anymore. Um, American Idiot was okay, but I mean, I pretty much listened to anything from like Warning and before that, so I don't know. If they did like, I don't even know how those two mixed together, how I would even like the song. I mean, if Blink did pretty much everything about it, and then maybe like Green Day just added to it, like maybe did like extra vocals, or like maybe like Mike Dirnt was playing bass, but Travis was doing drums, and then I don't know, maybe Mark was singing, and Tom and Billy Joe were like both playing guitar, something like that. I don't know. It could, like, if they did that, it could be good, it could be bad. I mean, it's hard to really say. So, oh, hi, Kitty. How are you? Coming to say hi? I'm fine. Hi, Kitty. Oh, you fell over. That's my little man. All right, that was actually the last question too. So thanks for watching. I'll definitely be posting something about asking for more questions in about a month or so on my Facebook page, maybe even my Twitter page. Um, so if you're not a fan of my either of my pages, definitely check those out. And thanks for watching.